One day after the decision not to charge the officers in Jamar Clark's death, we turn our attention now to the two remaining investigations, the internal review and the federal probe.
Tonight, we speak with someone from one of the officers' past who suddenly found himself being part of that federal civil rights investigation. Fox 9's Leah Bino is here with more.
Yes, this man seemed to be surprised more than anyone to suddenly be part of this case. And while based on his history, he openly has a mistrust of anything one of these officers says or does, several other experts we talked to say there is no perfect way or wrong way to take someone to the ground.
It was really interesting because, you don't really expect the FBI to ring your doorbell.
Speaking to us via Skype from New Jersey, Fred Clark Jr. suddenly became part of the federal civil rights investigation surrounding officers Mark Rinenberg and Dustin Schwartzy. In 2010, Fred was in San Diego, where Officer Rinenberg worked before moving to Minneapolis. A confrontation outside of a bar led to Fred filing a lawsuit against Officer Rinenberg, claiming he violated his civil rights.
It all happened so fast, and he tackled me right away. Got on top of me, handcuffed me, continued to tell me stop resisting. I wasn't resisting.
Now, years later, the takedown method Officer Rinenberg used on Jamar Clark is coming into question after Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman points out the technique was learned in San Diego.
It is my understanding that is not a technique normally favored by Minneapolis police. Okay, I'm not familiar with every intimate detail of their training, but that's what I've been advised.
That's how you know people under control, is to take them to the ground. Every officer everywhere in the country knows this.
Joe Dutton is a retired police trainer and says based on the evidence he's reviewed from the Clark case, he sees no problem with the officer's initial use of force in order to get control of Clark's hands, especially since he refused to take them out of his pockets.
He's trying to keep those hands trapped so he can't get them out of those pockets. So if I come in and trap you, now try to get your hands out. You can't.
While both incidents were very different, Fred is struck by what can happen within seconds.
The fact that it is happening time and time again with him does indicate that there's a problem with him and the way that he approaches situations.
That's a lifetime. 61 seconds in a situation like that where an individual is not compliant, these officers for that period of time are not knowing what he's got in those pockets. In my opinion, had he showed his hand to those officers, I don't believe we'd have what we have today.
In part due to representing himself, Fred Clark Jr. dropped his civil rights lawsuit against Officer Rinenberg, and the charges filed against him were later dismissed. Still, he says the agents who talked with him about that new federal civil rights investigation not only questioned him for more than an hour, but wanted copies of everything he had on his case. Amy, Jeff, back to you.